this is lecture number 2 for work, energy and power. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the definition of work done, unit of work done, right? And today we will discuss about work done by variable force, and after completing this topic, we will solve few questions based on work done by variable force, right? Okay, so in the previous lecture, we had seen that work done is dot product of F and D, right? That is dot product of force and displacement. That is when force is applied on any body, and if it displaces in the direction of applied force, then work is said to be done. So F dot D is Fd cos theta, right? So work done depends on force, it depends on displacement, and it also depends on the angle between F and D. Okay, since work done depends on angle, work done depends on angle, work done can be positive, can be negative, as well as can be zero, right? That is, if theta is less than 90 degree, right, then cos theta will be positive, right? So work done will also be positive. Clear? Suppose that force F is applied to a block lying on a surface of mass m, and this is the displacement. So the angle between F and D is theta. Definitely theta is less than 90, right? So in this case, work done on the block will be considered positive. Clear? If force is perpendicular to displacement, right? That is, if theta is 90 degree, that is when F and D are perpendicular, then work done will be 0, because work done is Fd cos theta. If theta is 90, then it will be Fd cos 90. So work done will be 0, right? We can take an example of, say, uniform circular motion, which we have seen in the chapter of vectors. Suppose a particle is moving with constant velocity. So velocity will be in the direction of tangent. It will experience a centripetal force in this direction, right? So if velocity is in this direction, then the displacement of the particle, this is the particle, right? So the displacement of the particle will be along velocity. So in this case, force is perpendicular to displacement. So work done by centripetal force on the particle will be 0. Clear? If angle between force and displacement is 90, then work done will be 0. Now, when theta, say, greater than 90, less than 180, or if theta is 180 degree, for example, we will take an example of friction. Suppose a car is moving in this direction, so displacement of car will be in this direction, the frictional force acting on the car will be in backward direction, right? So displacement is in this direction, frictional force, that is force, is in this direction. So the angle between frictional force and displacement is 180 degree. So work done by the frictional force will be Fd cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1. So work done by the frictional force is negative, right? So since work done depends on the angle, right, it can be positive, negative, as well as 0. Okay, now what if the force is variable? What if the force is variable, if it is not constant? Like we had seen work done is F dot D, but for taking the dot product of two vectors, both the vectors should be constant vector, right? If force is changing, we cannot use F dot D, because if F is changing, what will you put here? Here, if you are being said, if the question is like a force of 5 Newton acts on a body and it displaces by 2 meter. So F is constant, 5 Newton, and the displacement of the particle is 2 meter. So directly we can calculate work done F dot D, right? F D cos theta, and let us say that the particle is also moving in the direction of the force. So angle between them is 0. So we can calculate with the formula F D cos 0. But what if the force acting on the particle is say 3x square, where x can be any value from 0, or let us say 0, 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. So in this case, force itself is not constant. Then we cannot use this method F dot D. What will you substitute instead of F? Because the value of F is changing, right? In such cases, we'll use the method of integration. Whenever there is a question of variable force, always go for integration. Now, why we need to integrate, right? When to understand that the force is variable? First of all, yes, this is a big question. If it is being given in the question as that force is 3x square minus 4x plus 3, something like this. That means force depends on the position, force depends on time. If this is how the question is made, that force on the particle is given by f of x is equals to say 3x square minus 4x plus 3, or force depends on time, t square minus 3t plus 1, something like this. That means if by putting the value of x, if the value of force is changing, or by putting the value of t, the force is changing, then the forces are variable. Under such circumstances, get the answer of work done by integrating, right? We'll understand the whole concept, how to integrate, and then we'll solve 2-3 questions based on this topic, right? So now, first of all, how to calculate work done by variable forces, right? Okay. Suppose a body having a mass m, it has a position x1, it is at x1. It is moving, it is performing motion, say from x1 to x2, right, under the influence of the force which is not constant. Let me explain you the situation. There is a body of mass m. x1 is the initial position, x2, say this as final position, right? Body is moving from x1 to x2 under the influence of a force which is not constant, right? Suppose, let us say that force depends on the position 3x square minus 6x plus 4. So if you, as the body moves, x will change. If x changes, force will change, right? So body is moving under variable force. For this, we need to first make the force constant. Only then we can calculate the work done by this variable force. Now, what shall we do in this case? Divide this path into very, very small elements. We can make more smaller elements, but this is just to explain you. What did I do? I had divided the entire path of the body from where it is starting and from where it is ending. Clear? Now, actually this division will be done this way. Take as small as you can, this way. But this is just to show you, this is just to explain you. I have divided the part in this manner. Now, these are all very less, very small displacements, right? Very small displacement. Let us say this point as this as P, Q, R and S. P, Q, R, S, right? Since this is very small displacement, we can take this as dx. We had studied this in motion in a straight line, right? That if this is delta x, then this is known as del x, and the smallest part, this is known as dx. Clear? Delta x, del x, dx. So, this is very small displacement dx. We can almost say that this displacement will also be equals to dx because it is very less. It is very less. So we can just say that yes, both the displacements are almost equal. That is PQ equals to RS equals to dx. So in both the cases PQ and RS, displacement is same, right? If the body is going same displacement, so only for this small displacement, force acting on the body can be taken constant? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. Let me give you one example. Suppose I am standing over here, a force F1x on me, right? And I am getting displaced by dx. I am getting displaced by dx by the influence of force F1. So, by the influence of force F1, I am getting displaced by dx. Again I am standing over here, a force F2x on me, and again I have been displaced by the same amount dx. Right? When F2 force x on me, again I have been displaced by the same amount dx. So, when F2 force x on me, I am getting displaced by dx. So, now I can say F1 is equals to F2. Right? So, this is the concept, this is a proper method just to explain you that for a very small displacement, force can be taken constant. Force can be taken constant, and then by using integration we can calculate the work done, right? So what will we do for this displacement dx? Let us assume force as F. For another displacement dx, the force will remain F. Again I will take the third displacement dx, very small displacement, for that the force will remain F. So now combine it, right? Dx, this method is known as integration. So now we can calculate work done as integration of F into dx, force into displacement, right? For undergoing a displacement of dx, F is the force, right? So for small displacement dx, work done is F into dx. So combining all these small displacements, we can calculate the total work done. Now we want the work done from say x1 to x2, so we'll give the limit. Clear? This is why always whenever force is given variable and you have been said to calculate work done, go for integration, right? We'll also understand the graph, right? And we'll see that area of the graph will give work done, right? We'll see that, and then we'll go for the sums. Clear? Okay, so one thing is very sure, that whenever variable force acts on a particle and you have been said to calculate work done, calculate the work done by using the method of integration. Clear? Because for a very small displacement, force can be taken as constant. Clear? And then we can integrate it. Okay, now suppose the graph of force versus position is given by given of a particle. Let us say particle is moving this way. Particle is moving from initial position say x1 to a final position x2. This is by the method of graph, that's it. Divide its trajectory, divide the path. I am just saying you the same thing in a different manner with the help of graph. Now let us concentrate only on this displacement, very small displacement. For a very small displacement, I draw it separately over here. For a very small displacement, this is the displacement. This will be dx, this will be dx, right? And this will be f, right? I have just divided this into thin strips. This is how we are dividing this into thin strips. I have just taken one strip and I have shown over here. So this will be a very small displacement dx. This will be the force. So it is a rectangular strip. What is area of rectangle? L into B. Over here it will be F into dx. Right? But what was F into dx? Work done. Work done to displace the object by dx. So ultimately area will give work done. Clear? Once again I'll repeat this. First of all, this is the graph of a particle. It is moving from say A to B under the influence of variable force. I will divide the entire path, right? And for a very small displacement, we'll calculate the area and then we'll see that area will be equal to work done. So I've just taken out the very small displacement dx. I've shown over here a very small displacement dx. For this displacement, force will be taken as constant. So the strip will be rectangular, right? And for rectangular, area is L into B. So instead of L into B, F into dx, right? So what is F into dx? Work done. So finally, it means that if you are removing the area of the graph f by x, will get work done. Yeah. So this was all about the concept of variable force. Now in the next video, we'll see 2-3 questions based on variable force and how to solve it.